morning. It is morning here. I am Professor A, and welcome to the Lyric Professors. She is the queen of the bad dogs. She is the rumbling siren in the fog. She is Professor Dogger. So above, so below. On the other side of the world, we are joined by Professor J. How are things on the other side of the world, Professor J?
It's the afternoon here.
Well, that's just how it works on the other side of the world.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing? Could you tell us about this lovely fetching hat you have, Professor A?
I could. I found a bag of hats in my wardrobe, and I'm working through them one by one. This is a Florida Gators baseball cap. They being the American football team of the one of the universities in Florida, maybe the University of Florida, which I got when I was 9. Went to Florida, so I've had this since I was 9. And that's a long, long time.
I was planning the quiz for today's show, and I almost did a quiz about the Chattanooga Eels.
Right.
Which is a Australian.
Parramatta is Parramatta.
Parramatta, yeah.
You were thinking of the Chattanooga Choo Choo.
Chattanooga Choo Choo.
Yes.
So that's rugby league, I believe.
Something like that, yeah.
There was several quizzes on them, but I didn't think that would go down.
Well, I don't think we'd have gotten the answers right. Anyway, speaking of eels, obviously this is our concluding show on said band, and there ain't much on the web about these songs, I'm afraid, except the last one.
And I almost just said the name of the album that the first one is from.
Yes, yeah, you almost did. That album being Shootananny, which is a portmanteau word Mr. Mark Everett coined, or a neologism, I guess is the other word for it. And he could describe it as a social gathering at which participants engage in folk singing and sometimes dancing, but mostly the shooting of guns. So it's very American, very American indeed.
Yes.
The first song we will do is called Rock Hard Times. And they were rock hard when this came out, and they're even harder now. So,
yeah, and this was 21 years ago.
Yes, exactly.
So those rock hard times have grown up into full adulthood.
Yes. So, would you like to do some lyrics?
Let's do that. They told me that I couldn't come back here again, took me for some kind of fool, said I was doing things that never should be done, but I don't care about their rules.
Yes, I mean, this is. There is no commentary on this by anyone I could find at all, so we're going to have to think of our own things to say, which is really a big ask. Basically, it's yet another of his songs about not feeling included in society. People say he's notoriously antisocial, but I'd say asocial might be a better phrase. I don't think he's going around smashing things up and shouting "oi" in the street at night or whatever. He hasn't got an asthma.
He's not the bus stop boxer.
No. Well, I guess, I suppose some of his lyrics could be taken as that, but I think the man himself is probably asocial rather than antisocial.
Right.
And not wanting to be around people, which is a recurring theme today. And I pretty much agree myself. Of the same mind.
The same elk, are you?
Same elk.
The same caribou.
Yes. Yes.
Can we just talk about how he's singing this song? Because when I listened to this one first before I sort of dug into it, I went, "Oh, this must be a recent song." And I was surprised that it was 2003 because he sounds like a super old man when he's singing this.
Yes.
His voice sounds like he's our age or older.
Well, he wasn't far off. No, he'd be 40s, wouldn't he?
But it feels like, we started with Novocaine, or the album that Novocaine came from, which was what, 96?
96, I think.
This is only 7 years later, and he sounds like a grandfather, which we'll also come on to.
Yes, well, he's just been through a lot, I guess. I've heard him described his singing style as being like Eeyore out of Winnie the Pooh. Who's always down about it.
Oh, Eeyore! Oh god, that's the grumpy one, right?
Yes, but
yeah, he's a bit like that.
Yeah, I don't know if he has a smoking habit or not. That can affect your voice, obviously.
Yeah,
a lot. I have no idea if he smokes or not. But yeah, he does. I think he's probably someone who is pretty much old before his time. And having said that, he's still got a magnificent head of hair, and I don't, so I'm jealous. Basically,
Cracking beard.
a cracking beard. I killed my beard because it was annoying.
So yeah, so he's not playing by the rules. This
Yeah.
guy.
I guess this character perhaps would be more antisocial than asocial.
Yeah. Okay. All right. More words. As if I cared about. As if I cared about the little minds in the little heads of the herd. There's nothing you could dream would be more absurd.
Yeah, he's fitting his words into the song a bit like your Richard Yogging chap.
Richard Dawson.
That's the one, Richard Dawson. Yeah, he's written what he wants to say, and he's fitting it into the music, like it or not.
He is. Yeah.
This verse calls back to "I Like Birds." He basically
Does
says
indeed.
something very similar. In fact, he probably rhymed "herd" with "birds." In that, I can't remember. Yes. So yeah, talk about the sheeple, man.
Yeah, don't follow the crowd. You go, don't follow the sheep herd.
Be your own
That's
dog.
absurd, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is his viewpoint on life.
Yeah. Okay. And then we get the chorus, and everybody knows these are rock hard times. I gotta make it through. These are rock hard times.
Yeah, so he's obviously taking the standard hard times idiom and amplifying it with a rock in front.
Yeah. Double hard.
Double hard. It's double tough.
Isn't that first line in Novocaine? Life is hard, and so am I.
Yes.
Now he's double hard. Like 7 years later, he's double hard. He's rock hard. Is this about him, or is this a character?
That's who knows. Who knows? I think people presume that most of his songs are about himself, but whether that's actually true or not, who knows?
So who's trying to make him do what?
The man, baby.
Man,
You got to fight the man.
I mean, this album, Shootananny! Exclamation mark,
Yes.
as we've already said. 5th album, right?
Mm.
Do you want to hear? I know we're big on the charts these days.
Oh yes, yes.
Would you like to hear where it peaked?
I'd love to.
In the Billboard.
Absolutely.
It peaked at number 145.
It's a bit of a come down, isn't it?
Yeah. Although it's the first album to chart since Beautiful Freak, so
that was number one, though, wasn't it? Yeah, still. Yeah, it's strange, but as we've said, much more popular over here.
Yeah, true.
A lot of American bands are much more popular over here. It's very strange. I don't think there's many British bands who are more popular in America than here. Maybe there are. I don't know.
Oh, that's a good question. Question for another day.
Yes.
Okay, more words. I don't know what it is they're trying to do to me. Make me into some sick joke. But no one's laughing, and least of all not me. It's hard to laugh as you choke.
Yeah. So the man and whoever else, the man and his men, are trying to make him into a sick joke. This sounds very vaguely reminiscent of Corey Feldman stuff. I don't know why I thought that. Perhaps it's because he is a sick joke. Oh, that wasn't yes. I don't know. No one's laughing, least of all not me, so he doesn't enjoy what's being done to him. He's choking under the weight of oppression from whoever they are.
The man.
The man, yes. Got to stand up to the man.
Okay. More words. Hollywood lies piled up to the sky. Float in your way soon. Hope you like the rotten stench of doom.
Yeah. Wow. Hollywood lies, things you see in films. Not happening. I mean, going back to Rags to Rags, he was talking about how the American dream is an invention. Maybe it's that kind of thing as well. I hope you like the rotten stench of doom. It's almost like he's threatening something, isn't it? He's going a bit terrorist here.
It is a bit terroristy. So the second and third line are almost sort of inversed. Hollywood lies piled up to the sky. Do you like the rotten stench of doom? It's floating your way soon. Because is it the stench that's
Yes.
floating?
Yeah, I think you're
Presumably.
probably right there.
Yeah.
But again, he's just trying to crowbar the words into the music.
Yeah, and why not? These
What are
old
you
man
doing,
boys.
Donna? You're
Oh,
sniffing at something and you've got your lips all rolled up to your teeth are showing. It's very strange.
rotten stench of doom.
That's probably what she's sniffing. Yeah.
Okay, then we get the chorus again. Rock Hard Times, yada yada.
And again,
And again. Okay. I don't know what it is they think I'm going to try. They don't know what they need to fear. The surest sign that the end is coming soon is right there in the bathroom mirror.
yes.
And then the chorus again. Everyone knows these are rock hard times.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the pronunciation of mirror?
Haven't we done it before? Because it's something that really bothers me, I have to say. I
Yeah.
don't know why Americans just can't pronounce mirror.
Mia. They say Mia.
They do.
What about the Northern Irish? That's wild.
Is that what they say as well?
No, I remember Colin Murray always going on about how he struggled to pronounce mirror. Can't remember how he says it.
That's weird.
Yeah. So this is a bit terroristry again.
It is.
I don't know what it is they think I'm going to try. They don't know what they need to fear.
But I'm not sure it necessarily is a terroristy thing. It sounds to me like someone who's about to snap under the pressure of work or whatever, like people going postal, as they used to say. There was a spate of postal workers shooting up their places of work and things like that. I think it's probably that. But he's saying, yeah, the surest sign that the end is coming soon. Things are going to be over. He's him in the mirror. So, mirror.
Wow. Yeah. So I don't know what it is they think I'm going to try, but he's going to do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just needs to. This one. There's a theme with today's songs, isn't there?
Yeah, a bit. Yeah.
There's a theme with him.
I think it's with him. Or yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did you choose this song, Professor A?
I like it. Just think it's a good song. Seems to me to be the purest reason to choose a song.
That's a pretty good reason. I like it.
Yeah. Don't really have anything else to say. Would you like to do a word count?
Yes.
It is time for Professor J's word count.
So sad that I never get to hear that sting.
You can watch them back though and give us an extra view so we get 5 video.
So this one, do you want to guess?
It's a lot of words total. 250 total, 100 unique.
Pretty good. It's 107 unique with 223 total. This was used in the TV show 6 Feet Under.
I didn't see that bit of information. I love that show. Did you watch it?
I believe I did. I don't really remember if I watched it or not.
It has, in my opinion, the best ending episode of a complete show ever.
How did it end?
It sort of just shows you the next 50, 60 years in the lives of the characters in one 5-minute montage thing. I think it's fantastic. To the sound of Breathe Me by Sia, which is a beautiful song. It's fantastic.
And that was, it was like the family
funeral directors.
Funeral home, right?
Yeah, it had your Dexter
guy
in it.
Dexter, that's it. He was the main character, right? Yeah. Yeah, I remember liking it. I didn't really get it. Don't know, this was in this.
No, I remember that. Obviously, as we mentioned last episode, there's a very good Eels fan site called Rock Hard Times, which I would suggest anyone who's enjoying Eels goes and looks at.
Check it out.
Check it out, yes.
We try a PALS score for this one?
Sure, why not? Pally pals.
Rhyming.
Joke.
Joke.
Me.
Boom soon.
Fear me.
Yeah, that loses a point.
Oh, do you think that's what Americans first heard the word by listening to a song someone had written and rhymed it with fear by mistake. No, that's why they pronounced
Maybe
it.
that's it. Maybe that's it.
I don't know. It's very strange. I'd say it's a 3.5, maybe.
Oh.
It's got a lot of words. Rotten Stench of Doom's lovely. 3 then.
Ugh. 3, 2.5 max.
2.5 then. Can't be bothered.
Okay, let's go to the next song, shall we?
Yes, this one is from the next album, or albums, which is a double album, and it's called something about blinking lights, and I've forgotten to note it down.
Blinking Lights and Other Revelations.
That's right. So it's obviously a tribute to That Weekend with his blinding lights. This is actually a really good album. I am a bit surprised I only picked 2 songs from it.
How many tracks are there on this album, Professor A?
About 30.
33.
33. Some of them are good. Hey Man, Now You're Really Living. Going Fetal's good.
When was it recorded?
2005.
It was released 2005. It was recorded between 1998 and 2004.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Got some old stuffs in there.
old sea stuffs is a personal album.
It is. Yeah, it's basically all about his relationship with his father.
Yeah.
So he's done his sister and his mother in the really depressing album. This is another really depressing album about his relationship with his father. So there you go.
Okay, let's dive into this one. The Other Shoe is this track. It's a beautiful morning. The sky's as black. Yeah, start again. It's a beautiful morning. The sky's black as ink. The city's sleeping still, and they'll soon wake up to the stink. It sounds very familiar to.
It does. It's the stench of doom that's made it there.
God.
A beautiful morning. The sky's black. Interesting. And the city's sleeping still, so it's morning before the sunrise. So it just means sometime after midnight, basically.
Got up early.
Pardon?
Got up early. Does it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he's got up early.
Okay.
He could have just said, "I got up early," but you said it's a beautiful.
Got up early. It was all dark. It's all dark and smelly. It's not smelly yet.
No.
Okay. Next words. And soon they'll wake up to the stink of life. Excuse me, passing them by. Wake up and smell the stink of their lives.
Yep. He doesn't like people much, which is mentioned again, obviously. Now, this song is, we should mention the music, it's very ominous, and it's meant to be very ominous and threatening, even more so than the last one, I think.
Yeah.
Do you know what the phrase "the other shoe" means?
It's something's going to happen, right?
Something for Birdie. Apparently, it's derived from sort of industrial era New York, where all the flats were really tiny and multiple buildings, and the sound of someone coming to the upstairs flat and they drop their shoe loudly on the floor and wake you up, and then you wait to try to go back to sleep for the other one to drop. So I'm simply someone's hopping around on one shoe for quite a while, which is a bit strange, but that's what it's.
Well, if people can take one shoe off, then they're going to take the other off. It's
You'd have
something that's
thought so.
surely going to.
You would have thought so. So it's something that's inevitably going to happen.
Exactly. And having lived in a small apartment in Paris, I understand what he's referring. What the this is referring to. The metaphor. Okay. The garbage trucks are coming to take your to the dump. You're smelling pretty now, such a pretty little lump. Pretty little lump of flesh who's lost your way. Another night, another day.
Yeah. It's a bit dark. So, yeah. Garbage trucks taking his stuff to the dump, but I don't think that's where the stink's coming from. Although when it's gone, the person you're talking to is smelling pretty now. But I think it's still the stench of doom that's on its way.
Yeah, I do.
And he's referring to this person as a pretty little lump. They're just a pretty little lump of flesh, which is very dehumanizing and threatening.
It is, isn't it?
Yes.
This is the one that's just him and guitar, right?
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Oh, well, there is.
instrumentation, but it's mainly yeah. Yep. Okay. And when you sleep at night, dreaming of the pretty things, don't be too surprised when the telephone rings. Ooh, what's happening? Where's the telephone going to ring?
I don't know why, but if a telephone rings when you're asleep in bed dreaming, it's never good news, is it?
No, no.
So, yeah, someone, the person he's talking to, the pretty little lump, is dreaming of the pretty things. So,
Yes.
sounds like someone who's got a good life, maybe, and it's about to change into a bad life,
Yeah.
I think.
Yep. And then to the final lines. I'll be sitting here waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Oh, you missed out a lot of woo woos, but yes.
Oh, I don't have them in my.
Oh, it's woo woo, woo woo, woo woo.
We've got some whoops coming later, which are more pivotal. But
Oh, I haven't got the whoops. I've got the woos. Shocking. Whoopie woo. Number 2.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the other shoe to drop. So there's a. Is that after the telephone rings or?
Yeah, the telephone rings is the first shoe dropping.
Shoe. So what's the second shoe?
But Mr. E knows what it is, and he's sitting there waiting for it. Where is he the one that made the phone call?
Oh, cheeky little Mr. E.
Could be. Oh, it sounds to me sort of like someone's kidnapped the partner of the person who's dreaming, and the second shoe will be that they kill them, maybe, and something like that. It's just very, very threatening, is all I can think of.
Yeah.
And I just like it musically. I like the sound of it. It's a very dynamic song.
Yeah.
But yeah, what it's specifically about, how it would relate to the overweening arc of it being about his relationship with his father, I have no idea. Unless it could be about his other relations dying.
Yeah.
He could be the pretty little lump of flesh who's dreaming, waiting for the next bad thing to happen.
Yeah.
Also, this would have been, or could have been, written shortly after the 9/11 thing, of course, which we know his cousin died in.
Yeah, well, it could have been written anytime between 98 and 2004.
Yeah.
Or recorded, anyway.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
another happy song.
Lovely little ditty, yes.
All right. Doesn't the word count?
Yeah, it's not so long, is it? It's,
Shorty McTorty.
120 and 65.
Very good. It's 120 and 70. Again, good at this. Yes, A.
Right.
Pal shoe it? Pal score it?
Yes. Just for being so really nasty and threatening, I wanted to have a 3.
Yeah, I could go higher.
Okay, let's go higher. Let's get a 4.
Right, 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Can have that. Have that. I'm not going to find that one. Okay. Let's move on to the last song of the album then, shall we?
Yes, the 16th track of the second disc, in fact.
Things the grandchildren should know. It's also the name of his autobiography.
This is.
Yeah.
You've seen some of the reviews he's also got. He's got fantastic reviews from all kinds of big musical stars and musical magazines and things. Yeah, I might have to get hold of a copy.
You've not read it then?
I haven't read it. No. The one thing we haven't mentioned that he also did, which I have seen, is he did a documentary for the BBC about his father's sciencey discovery, the multi-words.
Oh, yeah, that's who his father was, the multiverse guy.
Yeah, and it was really good. He was a really good presenter of it. And, it was interesting. I mean, I'm not a science, so I didn't understand much of it, but you might enjoy it.
Yeah. You know what the yes. So Things the Grandchildren Should Know is the autobiography and the name of this song. You know how it was translated in German, the autobiography?
I don't.
It was Glückstage in der Hölle.
Something in the hole.
Your lucky day in hell.
Right, which is one of the tracks on Beautiful Freak.
Indeed.
This could be your lucky day.
Sorry, yes. it translates to "lucky days in hell,"
All right.
resembling the name of the Eels song, "Your Lucky Day in Hell."
Yeah.
Yes. So he's writing this song from the perspective of telling things to the grandchildren, even though at this point he has no children.
Yes. Yeah. He had his first child at the age of 54. Which is
Yowzers.
yes.
Okay, words. I go to bed real early. Everybody thinks it's strange. I get up early in the morning. No matter how disappointed I was with the day before, it feels new.
Yes. I think there is a sort of tendency for older people to go to bed early and get up early. Why?
There is, isn't there?
My mother sets an alarm every day, even though she's in her late 70s, and gets up really early to get on with jobs. And then she sleeps through the television for hours in the evening and says, "Oh, what
Yeah.
happened? Oh, no, I'm not sleeping. I'm resting my eyes." Hope she doesn't watch this one. Um, yeah, they do. I don't know. I just don't know what the appeal is. I guess I don't know. I don't understand at all. I mean, I guess it depends where you live. I mean, if I were to get up really early, I wouldn't be able to do anything because any noise would wake the neighbours up. If you're in a detached property, possibly. Um, yeah, I get it.
Yes. Some people are morning people, and some people are
They are, but you
evening
seem to become
people.
more of a morning person as you get older, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Someone should do a serious scientific study of that.
Yes, let's do that.
Get on to that, Professor Dogger.
I kind of like it is slightly positive, which is
It
a
is.
rare change for Mr. E.
This is
But no,
one of the two most positive we've done.
yeah. So no matter how disappointed I was, it feels with the day before it feels new. I like that.
Yes.
Well, big shock from Mr. E.
Yes.
Okay, more words. I don't leave the house much. I don't like being around people. Oh, hold the front page, Mr. E. Makes me nervous and weird. I don't like going to shows either. It's better for me to stay home. Some might think it means I hate people, but that's not quite right.
Yeah, and this really resonates with me. As I have mentioned, I suffer from PTSD, and I can't be around large numbers of people, so going to shows and things is not possible. And I don't like being around people much anyway. I'd rather be with Professor Dogger. We understand each other. But that doesn't mean I hate him. It just means I can't cope with him. I think he's saying the same thing.
Yep. He's going to pretty much say that. So, I do some stupid things, but my heart's in the right place, and this I know.
Yeah, well, everyone does some stupid things. We don't know what he's specifically referring to, and it doesn't matter.
Oh,
Having
yeah.
your heart in the right place is a good thing.
Absolutely.
Keeps you alive for a start.
Yeah, yeah, it sure does. Forwards. I got a dog. I take him for a walk. All the people like to say hello. I'm used to staring down at the sidewalk cracks. I'm learning how to say hello without too much trouble. Now, I don't know if people want to say hello to Professor D.
No, she's people tend to cross the road to avoid her, which is hardly fair because she's actually really nice.
Very sweet, but she's a big bundle of energy, isn't she?
Yes, and muscles.
Yeah.
Mr. E did have a dog, German Shepherd Basset Hound cross, if you can imagine such a beast, called Bobby
Floppy
Jr.
ears. What?
Bobby Jr. I adopted him in 2005. He's all over the official Eels website. There's a section dedicated to him. He apparently sings on the track Last Time We Spoke from this same album.
Yeah.
If you can call it singing. Sadly, he died in early 2017, so he was a good age. Don't know exactly because he was adopted, but he was at least 12. So. Yeah, so that's sad. Yes, people like to say hello to his dog. I thought they'd said, "What the hell is that?" Not hello, but I'm sure he was lovely. Yeah, and he's learning how to say hello. He's getting better. Yeah, there's a guy who walks a Weimaraner around here. After about 4 years of passing each other, we managed to get to the stage of nodding at each other. So
By Murano. What's that?
it's an Austrian dog. I think they look sort of velvety, grey things.
Like Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo's a great Dane.
Yeah, but that sort of shape.
They're more sort of Labrador shape, but shorter fur, greyish.
Oh, no.
They're very attractive dogs. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. That's not the point.
Scooby Doo to me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So it's
Yeah.
get there.
Well, it's a good way to meet people if
your dog doesn't want to kill another dog.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Daddy chat. I'm turning out just like my father, though I swore I never would. Now I can say that I have a love for him. I never really understood what it must have been like for him living inside his head. I feel like he's here with me now, even though he's dead. I'll throw that on.
As we've said many times, his father was Hugh Everett III.
Mm-hmm.
He was, plays the many worlds theory. Apparently, he didn't pay much attention to his children at all. He was all wrapped up in his science. Sounds like he's probably on the spectrum, as most brilliant people probably are. Yeah, he. So at this point, he's saying that he now understands what it must have been like for his father inside his head, trying to concentrate on his science things, and that's why he didn't have time for his children.
I think it's a common thing, isn't it? That you go for a period when you don't be like your parents, but inevitably
Well,
you become like them. Well, not inevitably, but often.
I'm trying very hard not to become like my father, to the extent that
Yeah.
when my beard makes me resemble him in the mirror, I cut it off.
Yes.
Yes, I feel like he's here with me now, even though he's dead. So he feels some sort of lingering attachment.
Yeah. Deedy doody. Okay, it's not all good and it's not all bad. Don't believe everything you read. I'm the only one who knows what it's like, so I thought I'd better tell you before I leave.
Yeah, so this is directed to his putative grandchildren, or hypothetical grandchildren. And he's saying that he's the only one who's been through life out of him and his grandchildren, so he's the one to trust in his opinion.
Yeah.
But believe everything you read? Well, of course you shouldn't believe everything you read. That applies to everything. Unless it's on the internet, in which case it's true, obviously. So life's not all good and life's not all bad, which is a very, very optimistic thing for you to say.
Yeah.
And he just wants to tell them before he leaves, before he shuffles off this mortal coil and joins the choir invisible. He's pining for the fjords, or whatever. Yes.
Nice Monty Python reference.
Indeed.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Last words. So, in the end, I'd like to say that I'm a very thankful man. I try to make the most of my situations and enjoy what I had. Tried to make the most. I knew true love and I knew passion and the difference between the two. And I had some regrets, but if I had to do it all again, well, it's something I'd like to do.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the only measurement that counts, I guess. Would you want to live your life again?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you can make different choices and have different outcomes, then yes would probably be the answer. If I had to go through life exactly the same as it's been, I'd probably say no, frankly. That's just me. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So is this him talking? Or is this a character?
It's him as an older person. It's obviously him talking about his father, which was that relationship. So yes.
Yeah.
New true love, new passion, and the difference between the two. Oh, there you go.
Clever.
Yes. In his autobiography, he stated that the song is about realizing that even if everything has seemingly gone terribly wrong, one should still enjoy life. He states that he regrets not realizing how good some parts of his life were at the time and only focused on the negative, which we all got.
Well, we all do that, right?
Yes, yeah. So yeah, those are them lyrics.
Those are them lyrics.
Would you like the description from the Eels website of the autobiography?
Oh, pleasey wheezy.
How does one young man survive the deaths of his entire family and manage to make something worthwhile of his life? In Things the Grandchildren Should Know, Mark Oliver Everett tells the story of what it's like to grow up the insecure son of a genius in a wacky Virginia ice storm-like family. Left to run wild with his sister, his father off in some parallel universe of his own invention, Everett's upbringing was ridiculous, sometimes tragic and always unsteady. Somehow he manages to not only survive his crazy upbringing and ensuing tragedies, he makes something of his life, striking out on a journey to find himself by channeling his experiences into his eventually critically acclaimed music with Eels. But it's not an easy path. Told with surprising candour, Things the Grandchildren Should Know is an inspiring and remarkable story full of hope, humour, and wry wisdom. There you go.
Oh, hope, humour, and wry wisdom, man. It's not what we've read.
No, right. So I think I should
Miserable.
probably get hold of it.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. Do you want to do a word count for this
Yeah,
one?
it's quite long. 200-ish and 120.
Longer than that. It's 275 with 146 unique. It's a winner. It's his longest song.
Probably is. It's 5.5 minutes or something. So.
Both counts.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we pound score it?
Yeah, I think it's good. I like the bits about the dog because they relate to me.
Okay.
I think the whole song relates to me, except obviously I'm not.
Okay.
I'd give it a 5. What do you think?
It's just a bit blah, blah, blah. I don't really like it.
Okay. Whatever you want then.
Right. Oh, 4.
Okay. I'm not that bothered. I mean, it's not going to be.
It is arbitrary after all.
It's not going to be a chart topper. It's not going to get 10. So.
No, it's not. It's No That Weekend.
It's No That Weekend, that's for sure. Which apparently is no longer our worst song. I'm amazed. Yes.
No, it's not.
One of
Still
those
into
Paramore.
you, by Paramore.
Yeah.
Dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, should we go for our final
Eels song.
final Eels song?
For now,
what
we
do
might bring
go
them
for?
back if we're still doing this in 25 years. I, for one, won't be alive in 25
There's a lot of them.
Yes, quite. Yeah, Fresh Blood. Had you heard this one when you listened to it?
No.
I'm surprised at that. It was the trailer track for the 3rd series of True Blood. And was
Indeed. So yeah, ostensibly.
Yeah, and it was
I
used
have
in the
heard
last episode of that series as well. It's also been used on Rescue Me, which I think was about firefighters.
Okay.
And the theme song for the HBO docu-series The Jinx. Have you seen The Jinx?
No, I
You
haven't.
should. It's awesome. Just for the last episode. But it's about Robert Durst. Yeah. Millionaire and mass murderer. Well, not mass murderer. Few murders here and there.
Is that a real?
Yes, it's a real, and the whole thing's an interview with him. And I won't spoil the last episode, but the last bit when Robert Durst thinks the cameras are off him and the microphones are turned off is one of the classic moments of documentary television. Yeah, it's one of the best documentaries I've seen.
Wow. Okay.
Called The Jinx: The Life and Deaths of Robert Durst.
Okay.
It's also been used in
Never
Amazon's original series Sneaky Pete, which I haven't watched. I think it's got your lad from Breaking Bad in it. And
Sneaky Pete rings a bell. Why do I think I know that? What's that about?
I don't know. It's on Amazon. I think it's
Sneaky
got the younger lad from Jesse Pinkman or whatever he was called from
Okay.
And it's
that. We talk. We're going to talk about the video at some point, but let's do some words
Yes.
first. Okay. All right. Fresh Blood. And yeah, True Blood. True Blood was. I haven't seen it in a million years, but it was.
I don't know if
It
it's on
was.
Netflix or Amazon or anything. I need to
It
look
was.
it up.
I loved that program.
I
When
loved
was,
it too, but I didn't see the last series. I think I saw the first 3 series, and there was a series about fairies which I didn't see.
Yeah, I think same thing happened to me. It was really good when it started, then it sort of.
I think there might have been another series after the fairy one as well.
Yeah, went a bit.
Yeah, I intend to check, see which streaming service it's on, and see if I've got access to it. I keep forgetting.
Okay, words. Sundown on the sorry day, by night lights the children pray. I know you're probably getting ready for bed. Beautiful woman, get out of my head.
Yes. Just mention this is from the album called Hombre Lobo, and that means in Spanish Wolfman.
Man of a wolf. Yes.
Werewolf.
Man wolf.
And that's what this song's pretty much a song about a werewolf.
Yeah.
Desiring a woman.
Mm-hmm. So the sun's going down, the children pray. So that is praying before they go to bed.
Yes, by night lights.
And yeah, he's trying to get this beautiful woman out of his head.
Yes.
So next lines. I'm so tired of the same old crud. Sweet baby, I need fresh blood. Woo howl. I've got.
Yes, I've got that as well. But the woo and the howl are magnificent. He's really good at that.
They are very good. I will give you that. They are excellent. Woozing and howling.
Yes. I mean, basically, it's about what the video's about, so we're going to have to talk about the video. But yes, carry on with the lyrics.
Yeah, we are. Okay. The moon shines in the autumn sky, growing cold. The leaves all die. I'm more alone than I've ever been. Help me out of the shape I'm in.
Yeah, obviously the shape I'm in being a double play on the shape of his life and the state of his life and the actual shape he's in, because he's a shapeshifter.
Yes, indeed. He's a wary wolfie.
A loup-garou, as they would say where you're from.
What?
A loup-garou.
Would they?
They would. It's French for werewolves.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes. They're my werewolves.
Okay.
Okay.
Next words. After the fires, before the flood, my sweet baby, I need fresh blood.
Yeah, he's out on the prowl. This is, as people have suggested, and I kind of agree, this is kind of a spiritual successor to Werewolves of London, Warren Zevon.
Warren Zevon, oh yeah.
Which we did
Sure
cover
did.
in our Halloween episode in the first series.
Yes.
Yes. So that's two prime howlers there.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So it's cold. He needs to eat some blood. All right.
I mean, it's basically after the fires, before the flood, presumably in the area of America he's in. They're having forest fires, bushfires, and they get floods in the winter because we've screwed the climate, basically.
Yeah. Okay, more words. Whatever trepidation you may feel in your heart, you know it's not real. In a moment of clarity, summon an act of charity. Got to pull me out of this mud, sweet baby. I need fresh blood. Woo howl, woo howl.
Woo howl, woo howl. It's where the coronavirus came from, isn't it? Woo howl.
Very good, Professor.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that's it.
Take a chance on a werewolf, baby.
Yeah. So when right at the beginning, where are we? Right at the beginning, beautiful woman, get out of my head. Is he romantically attracted to her, or is he just attracted to her bloody woo woo?
He desires her, is all that's been said, really. There's a song that he released as a download-only single in 2006 called "I Want to Protect You." I haven't heard it. Couldn't find it. And he said to AOL, which I didn't know was still going in 2006, but apparently they were, he said to them that this song, Fresh Blood, is a sequel to "I Want to Protect You." Apparently that one was about wanting to protect someone from the wolves, and now he is a wolf. So I'm not sure how that's a sequel. Okay. Yeah. And yeah, the video we should mention, as we said, it's all very red and black. Did you manage to find a decent version of it?
Well, there's the Eels official.
Yeah, that's at 240p resolution, and I wouldn't recommend watching that one. If you watch the Vivo version, that's double the resolution. You can actually see it's a woman and a werewolf rather than a splodge and a wobble.
Okay. Because for me, when I saw this video, I was like, "Oh, it's a fan video that somebody filmed 20 years ago on a crappy phone camera." Because it is crap.
Well, I don't think the content of the video is necessarily that bad.
It's terrible.
Quality,
it's like something written by a.
I quite liked it. Anyway, just sum up. He's a bit of a werewolf walking with a cane and dark glasses, even though it's night. It's all red and blacks. He's following a beautiful woman in what I would take to be traditional Mexican dress, something like that. It's just a long frilly dress anyway. And he's stalking her basically, but very obviously. He's like 10 feet behind her.
In a very empty, quiet.
Yeah. She turns around and
is
walks
she
around him.
Is she a what's the correct word? An evening worker?
I don't know what she is. I'm not even sure she's a woman, to be honest. Well, she is, obviously. The actress is. But anyway, she spots him and then comes up to him and sort of stares in his face, does a circle around him, and then carries on at one point. And he carries on stalking after her. When he does the woo howl bits, he throws his body into it, notches his back, and goes, "Oh!" which is really quite good. And then out of nowhere, two big fat
blokes. Got some impressive dark glasses on.
Yes, well, we know he has to wear the dark glasses because of his eye injury. But two big fat blokes in suits and luchador masks, Mexican wrestler
to the Mexican wrestlers,
yeah, they come out and fight him, and he fights them off with his cane and biting their necks and that kind of things. And they go off and sit on the curb and look upset, have a bit of a chat. And then he continues following the woman. She approaches what looks like a warehouse from this side.
Werewolf house.
Yeah, exactly. And she looks back at him, and then this time she looks to be scared, like she wasn't the first time, and runs into this warehouse. And suddenly she's not in a warehouse; she's next to a swimming pool, which is a bit strange. And she strips off her dress and swims. I didn't know she was meant to be. You were La Llorona.
No.
The woman in white in Mexican folklore who drowned her children and sort of turns up asking for lifts in cars and then disappears. And
what's her name?
La Llorona, I think it's the crier, the crying woman.
Okay.
I didn't know she was meant to be her. It's just definitely a white dress she's wearing. Woman in white. I'm not sure. Obviously, I couldn't find any commentary on this video at all, other than one quote from me.
She's got her bikini on underneath,
and she goes to water, which is she's meant to drown her children, as I said. So.
Okay.
And
I wondered if it was like a river of blood when I was sort of flicking through it the first time.
Could be, as I say, everything's drenched in red. And he walks in, she swims back and slowly pulls herself out of the water, and the video ends.
End scene.
End scene, yes. Yeah, I just think it's a lovely little werewolfy song.
It is a good werewolfy song. I'll give it a good
werewolfy song. The quote I mentioned from me on the video: "People have always asked me what I do in the evenings after I finished recording. So this is it." That's what he does when he's finished recording. He goes out and stalks women and beats up luchadors. You'd like another quote about the album and what inspired it?
Oh, please.
Hombre Lobo is a concept album about desire voiced by a werewolf. The character previously appeared on the Eels' 2001 song Dog-Faced Boy, which was the first song on Soul Jacker, and was actually about a circus freak, which is not a kind way of saying it, but someone who was exhibited as a dog-faced boy because he had a hairy face.
Right.
And that is, well, he'll get to that in the quote anyway. So this is meant to be about him, but he's grown into a troubled adult, and he's a werewolf. Everett said that the Wolfman style character was inspired by his beard. He explained,
Okay.
I had been working on some other music and was brushing my teeth one morning and looking in the mirror and saw this werewolf looking back at me. I said, you know, the music I'm working on doesn't suit this beard. I was about to cut it off, and then I said, why don't I work on some music that suits the beard, and I'll keep it. So I'm now at the point where facial hair inspires my music. You've got to start somewhere. So, and then he goes on to say, talking about the dog-faced boy track on Soul Jacker, that's why I grew the beard back then. I really got into that character. So I thought, what's this guy like as an adult werewolf now? This is not a sequel to that album, but the whole album is a sequel to that song. So it's a sequel to two different songs about two different things.
Got a word count.
Oh, let's. Not much, is it?
No, so short.
About 155.
Yeah, so it's 82 unique words out of 126.
That's high proportion.
Yeah. Al's score?
I love the way it sounds. Lyrically, it's not so great. 2 maybe.
Oh, 2, 5.
But the woo howl is fantastic, and I love the song.
Very good woo howl. Would you like to hear the average word count for Eels songs?
I would. You've worked that out already. Goodness, you're good.
Yeah.
Yes. Go on then.
Well, bear in mind, there's only 3 that are more than 100. It is an average of 89.
Right, so not as high as Paramore, but more than Ben Folds.
Yeah. Would you like an average PAL score?
Yes, only around 3.2.
Yeah, 3.5.
Not bad.
Not bad. There we go. That's the Eels. Done and dusted.
Indeed.
So I want to ask you a couple of questions, Professor A, in a kind of quizzy style,
Excellent.
if I may. What is, as of when these data were recorded, which wasn't very recently, what is the biggest song played on Spotify by them, their Eels?
I thought it'd be Novocaine for the Soul, but probably not.
Incorrect.
Is it Fly Swatter or something?
No.
Is it this one?
It's not this one.
I don't know.
This one's number 7. It's I Need Some Sleep. You aware of this one?
I don't think so.
It's from the Shrek movie.
Oh, right.
Number 2, you want to guess? It's
how
none of
about
these ones.
Mr. E's Beautiful Blues?
That's number 5. Number 2 is That Look You Give That Guy.
Yes, that's meant to be his favourite song off, I think it's this album, Hombre Lobo.
And it's in the movie Horns. And Novocaine for the Soul is number 3. So I found it really interesting looking at the Wikipedia because his songs are all over movies, TV. His list of stuff in movies, he must have done even if his albums are only charting at 145, probably done very well with his movie plays.
But isn't it the case that artists don't really make any money out of chart positions and record sales? And
yeah,
anyway,
so.
It's all live shows, isn't it?
Yeah. In fact, let's see. There's very few of the ones we've chosen that are on this top 20 list.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, half of them weren't singles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Christmas is Going to the Dogs. That's in there. Okay.
All
right. I'm now going to do a quiz.
Excellent.
About an album.
Presumably has nothing to do with this at all.
Soul Jacker album.
Oh, okay. Right.
Okay. Question 1. Finish this line. You little punks think you own this blank.
Town. I thought it was run
Correct.
this town, to be honest. But yeah, okay.
Wow. I'll give you a 1 for that. Next question. What song is this from? You don't have a clue what it is like to be next to you. Is that from Jungle Telegraph, Woman Driving, Man Sleeping, Fresh Feeling, or Teenage Witch?
Oh, I forgot about Teenage Witch. I think it's the second one.
You are saying Woman Driving, Man Sleeping?
Yes.
No, it is not. This is from Fresh Feeling. Who has the map on their lap? Is it the woman, the friendly ghost, the man, or the dog-faced boy?
Woman driving.
Yes, very good, Professor A. The lyric is sitting with the map laying crumpled on her lap. The Eels have a tendency to write songs about basic actions, such as driving cars. Okay, this one you should get. How many songs with the word Souljacker in the title are there on the CD? Is it 0, 1, 2, or 3?
It's 2.
Correct. Finish this line. I write the blank.
B-sides.
Correct. Oh, you're on fire. That is the second CD opener.
There isn't a second CD, or isn't in my version?
Wow.
I think that must have been a
There is, according to this quiz.
I write the B-sides was the B-side to Soldier, part 1.
Well, according to this, the second CD opens with I Write the B-Sides, and there are only 4 songs on the second
So that'd
CD.
be a bonus release and extended.
Boner. What is the lead singer's name? Is it Richard? Is it Butch? Is it E? Or is it Steve?
It's E. It's Mark.
Yes, but Butch, the drummer, does sing occasionally.
He does. Yes. He did.
Okay, what song is about a man born on a stormy night who eventually goes into a questionable business? Is it That's Not Really Funny? Is it Jungle Telegraph? Is it Rotten World Blues? Is it Souljacker Part 1?
I don't know. Jungle Telegraph.
Correct. The night was black, the sky was booming, darker clouds were surely looming, begins the song. Because of a drug habit, the person in the song had to become a male worker of the night.
Really?
Mm.
Don't remember that song at all.
Okay. Finish this. Don't look at me. I'm the
Bus stop boxer.
right. So you didn't want to say dog face boy, friendly ghost, or souljacker.
No.
Doing very well on this, Chris. On the second CD, what religious group do the Eels tell them to leave alone?
No idea.
Catholics, Moonies, Jehovah's Witnesses, or Mormons?
Moonies.
It was the JWs. Okay, last question. Finish this, you professor, you. I saw a picture of me on the internet wearing Jesus's new blank clothes, snowshoes, demeanor, hats.
It's got to be snowshoes, isn't it?
It is snowshoes.
Oh, right.
This is in the song Hidden Track.
Oh.
He just has random lyrics to create a very avant-garde song. That concludes the quiz. You got 8 out of 10.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Whoa, round of applause.
It's better than normal. Yeah.
Amazing.
Top quizzing. Top quizzing, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Right, so we're done with Eels. So what's next? Next is my video choice, isn't it?
Oh, video.
Yeah, so I should probably do some research on that as we're recording.
Yeah.
You did get the memo that I sent to you about the video.
Well, let's discuss it later.
Oh, there's a dog tail.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's next. Then we've got our one of each jobby again.
Yeah.
And then it's on to the final selection of season 2.
Wow.
Which will be all Professor J. So that's something to look forward to. In the meantime, please give us a like, a ringy bell, a comment, a subscription, and a lemon
jazz.
drizzle cake or something.
That would be good. Lemon drizzle cake.
Well, it's not good for me. But yes. Yes. So we shall see you soon. Farewell.
On the flippity flop.